So right here we have two bones. This little one right here, this is our clavicle. Many people know this as the collarbone. And then right here we have our scapula. If I turn the scapula around, you notice that there is this bony extension right here. That's the spine. And the ending of the spine right here, this part is the acromion. The piece that is standing by itself, I flip the bone, this one by itself, that's the coracoid process. This little cavity right here, where the head of the humerus fits in, that is your glenoid cavity or glenoid fossa. And then you have three borders. The one on the top is the superior border. The one where the humerus fits in, so this side, it's pointing outside, so this is the lateral border. And the largest border we have, which is on this side, that would be the medial border. The next bones that we have are these three bones right here. These are the bones of your arm and your forearm. So again, look at their size, they're relatively small. So this is our first one, which is humerus. The second one that kind of have this little curvature at the end. So right this, that's the ulna. And then if you look at the last one, it kind of has that circular end to it. A circle has a radius, so this is our radius. So the bones are again humerus, your radius, and your ulna. These two bones form your forearm, and this one forms your arm. Now within your humerus, what do you need to know is if I hold the bone like this, you should see this little bump right here and this one big one right here. So the little bump right here, that's the lesser tubercle, and the big one right here, when I'm kind of running my finger on, that would be your greater tubercle. The roundness that we have right here, what I'm tapping onto, that's the head. And then the area right underneath this, so underneath my head, when I'm running my finger again, that would be your neck. You also have this part that's also referred to as the neck, so where the red tape is running over. If I flip my bone around, the other end of the bone, what I have right here is this wide opening. That's called the olecranon fossa. This surface that kind of look like a half bow tie to me, so from here to here, that is known as the trochlea. So this surface right here is the trochlea. If I flip it around, I have it kind of outlined for you. So this basically is structure, that's the trochlea. And then on this side right here, this kind of a circular side of it, that's the capitulum. Now when you look at this, there's two little bump on your bone. So here's another view. So you have one big bump right here and then one on the side. So these are like extensions on the bone. The way I identify these as either medial or lateral is I look at the head of the humerus. So the head is pointing always toward the middle. The head of the humerus always points toward the middle. So this bony part right here would be the medial epicondyle. And the little bony part on the outer side right here would be the lateral epicondyle. We also have this space right here above the trochlea, this kind of little indentation in the bone, that's known as the coronoid fossa. For the ulna, here is our ulna. Again, remember it has that kind of a curved or that notch, very pronounced notch on the top. This is how basically your bone, humerus, and ulna are going to fit into each other and then basically form your elbow joint. So here is basically my two bones fitting into each other and forming my elbow joint. So if you kind of think about this, if this was my olecranon fossa, the area that fits into it, which is the head right here, these two fit into each other. So that would be my olecranon process. This notch right here runs right over the trochlea. So this notch is called the trochlear notch. And then if I flip it, my bone is again fitting into each other, right? So if this was called the coracoid fossa, coronoid fossa, then this extension right here would be the coronoid process. So basically you're matching the structures for the humerus and for your ulna. If you go to the other side or other end of your ulna, you have this really sharp little bone that's known as your styloid process. And then on this end right here, that's your radial notch right here, because the radius fits into it. And then on the radius, remember radius has that kind of pronounced round head. So the radius, you have the head, which is basically right here. Area underneath it is the neck. Then you have the radial tuberosity, which is this little bump right here. And on the other end, again, you have this kind of a sharp piece of bone sticking out. That would be your styloid process.